So the Wolves still stink. They do. 3-7 in their last 10. But the question is, how bad have things gotten in Minnesota this year? Well, Austin fucking Rivers is now fielding questions about who's to blame for the dumpster fire of the season. Austin Rivers? That is what tells you it is a big old yikes. This is a man who you see a picture of when you Google journeyman. This is a name you see when you Google what does it look like to not even be a fully guaranteed player who's a son of a coach. Now he's the go-to guy to tell you what it's like. Please diagnose dysfunction for me, Austin Rivers. What? He's the only one that'll speak. Honestly, he's like, can I just get in the press? Because I know nobody cares about what I'm doing on the floor. This is a guy that we want to see tell us what's wrong in Minnesota. This is what we want. Austin decided, okay, I'm going to go right into PR mode. I'm going to channel my father, Doc Rivers, when he says, well, everyone has had an opinion. When Rudy was out, it was Rudy's fault. And then he came back, it was this other guy's fault. And now it's this guy's fault. You know what? It's nobody's fault. It's all of us. Pause. Hold on. So let's break that down for a second. First of all is the admission that everyone has an opinion, which means that there are now camps emerging, opining, disserting who is to blame. We've got think pieces coming out about who's fucking up this team the most, meaning that there is no one possibly responsible from there's not a consensus right now. There's so many problems, we don't even know where to turn in terms of how to fix it. Rudy, Karl Anthony Towns, Chris Finch, you get the picture. D'Angelo Russell, you get the picture. Second, the stark and very honest admission is that everyone sucks on this team. Everyone, all of us. The water boy sucks. The towel girl sucks. The broadcast team sucks. We all suck. All of us. This is an organizational disaster. Everyone except for Ant Edwards. Ant Edwards deserves no blame. He literally is the only one you cannot blame at all. I have opinions on what's happening in Minnesota. We've talked about them before. I will not recover old ground. But things are going to have to change in Minnesota. I don't know how. They've lost 6 in a row. They lost to Detroit at home. Let me say that again. They lost to Detroit at home without Cade Cunningham. My God. They are 2 games back for the play-in spot. They are a worse team this year than they were last year or the year before, and they've got a guy who won Defensive Player of the Year on it. There's a lot of people thinking this would be a top 4 team in the West, myself included. Shame on me. Shame on me. And then the Rudy Gobert trade happened, and shit has been awful since. They gave up everyone. And the worst thing of all is all the pieces that they traded to Utah are balling in Utah. Danny Ainge continues to fleece. Doesn't matter where he goes. There is always an idiot. It doesn't matter how small the room. There is always one idiot you can fleece in the room, and now we know who it is. Tim Conley. Tim Conley. Utah is still good right now, better than Minnesota. You traded Rudy Gobert, got a bunch of pieces back, plus 4 first-round picks, by the way. And they're still better. Walker Kessler, more blocks this year than Rudy Gobert as a rookie. No! Say it ain't so! Say it ain't so, Doc. That is what's called going from bad to worse. And get this. They might trade Karl Anthony Towns. The rumors are starting to surface. I love seeing Minnesota struggle. Now, they were a team I was rooting for, and then they did this. Michael Pena at the Ringer wrote the following. Having just signed an extension, Towns can't be traded until the summer. But if the Wolves either fail to qualify for the play-in or lose before the second round, lose before the second round? Are you thinking this is a team that's going to the playoffs? Hold on. Like, that is one hell of an assumption. So if that's the qualifier for trade Karl Anthony Towns, you might as well just trade him right the fuck now. Now, sir. Expect a deafening chatter around Towns' future. There's always a chance Minnesota turns things around by tightening up its three-point defense, because that's easy to do, and finding a better way to space the floor, because that's easy to do with Rudy Gobert. But I'm not counting on it. Chris Finch also recently said, yeah, I'm going to start playing the guys I actually just think should be out on the court no matter who they are. So that could be Wendell Moore, the rookie. That's what they say. Expect more Wendell Moore minutes. If you don't know who Wendell Moore is, I don't even blame you, honestly. He's a sort of like a combo wing, undersized wing, played for Duke, rookie. Josh Minot, have you heard that name? Awesome guy who came off the bench and got about 12 minutes a game for Memphis. So, like Memphis basketball, like the college team. Yeah. We're just going to play the young guys' development minutes right now, and you think this is a team, Michael Pena, that's going to the second round? Sir. So Rudy's been hurt. He's been in and out of the lineup. Cat has been out as well. D'Angelo Russell, most overpaid best friend, probably not going to make it. He's going to take a pay cut. And Chris Finch, who not only signed off on the Gobert trade, but actually endorsed the move, has now got the look of a guy with his neck firmly inside of the guillotine, waiting for it to drop, looking to the sky for it to drop at any time. So leave it to Austin Rivers, the Wolves' newest spokesperson, to wrap this up in a nice little bow. He said, yeah, we got to go out and get wins. Then the energy will turn, I promise you. We win 3-4 in a row, and the whole dynamic's going to change, I promise you. Just got to stay with us, man. Keep coming to games. Please support us. And we got to stay with us. More importantly than anybody else. Good old chip off the old block, Austin Rivers. Just keep staying with us. Keep watching us bang our heads into the wall. Please stick around. Please support us no matter what. Austin Rivers could be a coach because he might as well have been channeling Doc Rivers. The problem is that this has already happened, these little win streaks, these little moments. And that did nothing to halt the slide. They beat OKC, the Bulls, the Mavs before their recent 5-game losing streak. So no, Austin. I don't think 3 or 4 in a row is going to change the dynamic, the spacing issues, the lack of the flow on offense, or more importantly, the lack of options that you have in order to fix it. The lack of, I think you have 2 second-round picks to trade. What you about to do with that? What you about to do with that? Poor old Chris Finch. He's going to get fired for no reason other than the fact that, like, this is the only move left on the chessboard. Like, that's literally the only thing you can do. It's a company that's dying and failing, and the only thing left is to make a board shakeup, to fire the CEO, because you are a bad business. You have no cash flow. You've got a bunch of things in debt. You've got assets that have no ability to move. This is the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the only move left is to change the leader. That is so sad. So sad.